Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 4 college basketball games for Sunday, December 31st, 2023. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my Bank Shop best bet, as well as my all-access season pass in college hoops, you can find those in the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games for Sunday in college hoops. First up, we see Washington State taking on Colorado. This one's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern on the Pac-12 Network. I got to start by saying this was not my favorite college basketball card. I don't think there's a lot of value on the board for Sunday. I'll be treading lightly. It's one of the reasons why there's only 4 games on the Bank Shop Breakdown. Just really tough to find value in this college basketball card. But in this particular matchup, I think Washington State catching too many points here. I'm going to go Washington State plus the points. Colorado playing great this season, 10-2 start. They won their first conference game against Washington by 4 points. But one of the big advantages that Colorado usually has over its opponents is its outstanding rebounding ability. On both offensive and defensive side of the ball, they're top 25 in offensive and defensive rebounding percentage. However, Washington State can compete there. They're top 35 in both of those statistics. So Colorado shouldn't be able to get countless second chance looks like it sometimes can against some of the weaker opponents on its schedule. We saw that against like Miami. Miami, really bad rebounding team. Colorado took advantage of that. They had 12 offensive rebounds, had a really good shooting day, and they won that game in blowout fashion. Only gave up 7 offensive rebounds to the Canes. But in this game, we should see pretty even rebounding numbers. Washington State, in general, fundamentally pretty solid team. They take care of the basketball. Their defense is 7th best in effective field goal percentage defense. 3-point defense is strong. The 2-point defense even better. So I think in a lower scoring game, catching points with Washington State, there's some value there, especially after its first loss of the Pac-12 season, lost to Utah in blowout fashion. We're catching a better number now with the Cougars. So give me Washington State. I'll take the points. Next up, it's South Carolina State taking on Oklahoma State. This one's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. South Carolina State's actually been a decent cover team this year, despite their losing record of 4-11. They played a tough schedule, and they've done a solid job against the number, but this is not one of their matchups that I think is beneficial for them, especially because Oklahoma State, a good defensive rebounding team, they're in top 10 in the country in defensive rebounding percentage. South Carolina State, one of the things about their offense is they're not the most talented, they're not the best shooting team. We see them ranked 347th in effective field goal percentage. But the reason their offense is okay is because they get those offensive rebounds, but they shouldn't be able to get a lot of second chance looks in this ball game. Another thing, the defense, for South Carolina State, pretty aggressive, very fast-paced defense, and they force a lot of turnovers, but Oklahoma State, after a really bad day against Tulsa in the turnover department, has sharpened things up, especially as of late. And overall this season, I think they're improving. They're in the right direction. Last year, this team was ranked 320th in turnover percentage offensively. They've jumped about 100 teams since that. So their backcourt is a lot stronger in that facet of the game. Should be in control of this game. And, the Oklahoma State defense, 62nd in the country. I think it's going to improve as the season goes along. I think South Carolina State's offense really has a tough day, and I think Oklahoma State has a nice feel-good blowout win at home. So give me Oklahoma State. I'm going to lay the big number with the Cowboys. Next up, we see Arizona and Stanford. This one's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern on the Pac-12 Network. This may not be the most popular play, but, I still think Arizona a bit overvalued. They took care of business against Cal. That was fine. They won by 19 points. They got off to a really good start to that game. Didn't play well in the second half defensively, give up over 50 points. And to me, it's tough to trust Arizona in the second straight true road game in the conference against a Stanford team that, yes, has struggled, but is catching a ton of points now at home. I think Stanford is better than its current record. The offense is okay. It's actually not that bad of a shooting team. They're 40th in the country in effective field goal percentage, 25th in 2-point field goal percentage. And the defense, I think, is going to improve as the season goes along. They're a good defensive rebounding team. They don't take too many fouls. And I do think that Stanford competes in this game. I think Arizona still wins it and wins it pretty comfortably, but this is just too many points to be laying. I think Arizona is overvalued. I think you can make the argument that Stanford's undervalued right now as well. So give me Stanford plus the points in this one. And the final game we're going to talk about for Sunday's card in college basketball, it's going to be Washington and Utah. This one's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on the Pac-12 Network. I like this Washington team. We've taken them a few times this year against Xavier at the neutral site. We took them plus the points against Gonzaga at home. That was the outright upset for Washington. But I'd much rather take them when they're playing at home or when we're getting a better number with them. In this spot, in a true road game against Utah, a team is playing really good basketball. It's on a 7-game win streak. won its first game of conference play and won it in blowout fashion against Washington State 80-58. It's just really tough to go against Utah in this spot. Utah, fundamentally really strong team. The defense is forcing a lot of tough shots. I do think Washington, like I said, on the road, we saw them barely beat Seattle in double overtime in a game they probably should have lost outright. And then they lost to Colorado most recently on the road by 4 points. They were competitive in that game, just as they were competitive against Seattle, but Utah is just playing its best basketball of the year, some of its best basketball we've seen in recent years, and I just can't go against them at this number. So give me Utah. I'm going to lay the points to end the night. And that's it. Those are the games for Sunday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.